This lesson is on scientific notation and converting standard form numbers to scientific notation form numbers. Scientific notation is just a shorthand or shortcut way of writing really small or really large numbers. Scientific notation is written as a product of two numbers, which means that we're really multiplying two numbers together to give us our small number or our large number. The first number has to be a number between 1 and 10, and the second number must be a power of 10. And that looks like writing times 10 to the fourth power. And that exponent can be a multitude of different numbers. That's just an example I'm giving you for right now. Now let's go over our steps to convert standard to scientific. So standard form is the regular way that we would write a number. Scientific notation is the way we would write that number in shorthand. The first thing we're going to do is create a number between 1 and 10 by moving the decimal, and we'll either move it left or right. Then we're going to count the number of times that you moved the decimal. This number will be your power of 10 or your exponent. If the original value was greater than 1, the exponent is positive. So if we have a really large number to start with, we're going to use a positive exponent. If your original value was less than 1, like a decimal, the exponent will be negative. So if you start with a really big number, your exponent is going to be positive. If you start with a really small number, your exponent is going to be negative. It seems backwards, but if you move your decimal to the left, your exponent is going to be positive, or you're going to add to the exponent. If you move the decimal to the right, your exponent will end up being negative. You're going to subtract from the exponent. So let's look at a couple examples. We're going to start here with example A. This is a really large number. The first thing I need to do is place my decimal. So I know when I have a whole number that the decimal goes all the way at the end of the number. Now my first step in converting is to create a number between 1 and 10 by moving the decimal. In this case, because I have a really large number, I'm going to move that decimal to the left. And I'm going to keep moving it to the left until I've created a number between 1 and 10. I can't stop here because that would be 69.8, and that's not between 1 and 10. So I'm going to go one more, and my decimal will be here. So I know that my first number is going to be 6.98. Now the second number has to be a power of 10, so I'm going to multiply by 10. The exponent comes from how many times I moved the decimal. I moved the decimal to the left 6 times. So this is going to be times 10 to the power of 6, and it's going to remain a positive 6 because that beginning number, that 6,980,000, was a really large number, so I know that my exponent is going to be positive. Now let's look at our second example, example B. This would be really hard to say in standard form because there are so many places beyond the decimal. We know that this is a really small number. I'm going to end up with a negative exponent. Again, my first step is to move that decimal until I get a number that's between 1 and 10. 8.3 is between 1 and 10. So that's my first number. My second number is going to be a power of 10. I moved that decimal to the right 8 times. I moved it to the right, or I started with a really, really small number, so that's going to be a negative exponent. So here again are your steps for converting from standard form to scientific notation. Remember that that first number has to be between 1 and 10, and the second number must be a power of 10. Large numbers get positive exponents, small numbers get negative exponents.